Hey, good morning. It's Craig Bennett, aka CashKeg, back here for an early look NBA PrizePicks video. Again, try to get these out early for you, and then I will do another video this afternoon or a live show where we kind of talk more plays because let's be honest here, quarter to 8 in the morning on the East Coast, there's not a whole lot of plays out there on PrizePicks, but I still think there's a few that we can kind of take advantage of. The pricing's pretty tight on these, but I was able to do some research, find 5 that I did like, and we'll throw them out there and I'll go over them. Hopefully this helps your research process, and if it does, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel. We'll keep knocking these videos out, and hopefully they help you win some money. With that in mind, like yesterday, we had LeBron James go questionable late in the afternoon, and then he was ruled out. So keep that in mind. This is an early video. If we get news later in the day with NBA, sometimes that happens. It can change the plays. It can change the slate. So this is an early video, and again, I'll do another one later that talks more about the plays and we get some more injury news. But I do like to get this out early for you guys. So with that, let's jump right in. All right, as you can see, once again, I got the PrizePicks desktop version up here on the screen, and I will walk through the 5 picks and explain why I like them according to the research that I did this morning. And again, if you don't have a PrizePicks account, head on over there, use promo code DFSArmy. You get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Link is in the description below. All right, first one on tap here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. We're going right back to Jakob Poeltl. Again, as you can see, there's not a ton of plays. For an 11-game slate, we just don't have a lot to work with here. So this is what we got to work with this morning, so this is what we're going to go with. But again, we're going to go Jakob Poeltl, and we're going to keep smashing that over. He's going up against Chicago here. As you can see, he's hit this mark, 5 out of his last 5 times here, and actually 6 out of his last 6 games. He's went over this. 18, 18, 25, 15, 13, 23. Chicago's ranked 16th in points allowed in the association, 19th in defense against center. The minutes are there. He didn't play a ton against Houston, and he still got there. He only played 20 minutes because it's a blowout, but 32, 20, 39, 35. The last 4 games, the minutes have been there. The shots have too. In Memphis, he only took 8 shots, and he got 18 points, right? So then before that, 13, 16, 12. They're going to need his size going up against Vooch here. So it's one of those things where I think we can take a little bit of advantage of this with the line. The line should be closer to 15 in my opinion, so it's a little bit low. The free throws are there. He's taken 4, 5 out of his 3 of his last 4 games. And just looking back what the points of, they've given up to center Chicago. If we look at OKC, Mike Muscala put up 14 points in 15 minutes. Wendell Carter Jr. put up 19 points in 28 minutes on the 23rd. Mobley put up 18 points in 30 minutes on the 19th. So again, I think he can get there. It's a close spread. It's only a -2 because Chicago does have some injuries on their side of the ball as well. So it's one of those things where I think we can take advantage of it here. So definitely my favorite one on the board so far early is Jakob Poeltl over 12.5 points. Second one we're going to go here is points as well. And we're actually going to go to Jalen Suggs, a little rookie here. He's been back for a few games. And we're going to go the over on this one as well. Looking at Suggs and digging a little bit deeper in him, going up against Detroit, which has been great for fantasy points this year. It's a small spread. It's a small spread. Orlando's favored by 2.5. It's a 212.5 over under. Josh Jackson is doubtful, but Jeremy Grant's still out. No, Olynyk is still out. So, and then on Orlando, we haven't seen Fultz, forever. So, but yeah, he's been back for about 6 games now, and he's hit this mark. 2 of his last 5 games, but 14, 15, 22, 14, and 10. They're not very good defense against the point guard here. And again, it's between him and between Suggs and Cole Anthony, who has the ball in his hands. They dominate things. But again, Detroit ranks, like I said, 25th in points allowed, 29th in field goal percentage, 28th in 3 points allowed, 29th in free throws allowed, and he likes to get to the rim a lot. Rebound rate is high, and I'll go over that. There's actually a play I like on one of his teammates here in a little bit. 22nd in defense efficiency. You know, and the shots are there, you know, 10, 10, 16, 14. And the big thing for me is the minutes. 34, 32, 35, 33. So 14 and a half, I think he's going to get there. It's a good matchup. You know, yeah, he just missed against the Clippers, but this is a way better matchup against Detroit. I mean, he did it against Chicago, which is a good defensive team. The Lakers, we know, just bleed points to the point guard, and just missed it against Philly, which is another good defensive team. So again, with not a lot to choose from, that is the second one we're going to look at here. Third one we're going to look at, same game. We're going to go points, rebounds, and assists. I'm sorry, we'll go points. I like either one of them here. So it's Cade Cunningham over 16.5 points or over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I like either one of these. You know, pick your poison here. But he's playing really, really well. Orlando, again, 22nd in the league with points allowed. You know, 25th against point guard. They're just not very good. 23rd in defense efficiency, 27th in rebound rate, you know. And the shots have been unbelievable, and his minutes have been great the last 3 games. Minutes 40, 36, 41 over his last 3 games. 26, 15, 23 shots. So he's putting up a ton of shots. He gets a good matchup here. He's went over this mark in those 3 games that I talked about and the tear that he's been on. And again, one of them's against Utah and 2's against Denver. So it's not like they're, you know, a crappy team. So he gets a really good matchup here, and the over 16.5 points just makes a lot of sense with those injuries, with the minutes. You know, it just makes a lot of sense. He's got 26% usage rate here, and it's probably creeps over 30 with Grant out. So I'd have to run those numbers, but it's up there again with no Grant on the court. He sucks up a ton of usage when he's out there. Even Jackson, when Jackson comes off the bench, you know, he likes to demand the ball a little bit. So yeah, just having him out there, he's going to do everything he wants here. And again, going up against Orlando, I like either one of them. So that's Cade Cunningham over 16.5 points or over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Next one we're going to go in is still in the same game. Again, I think there's a lot of love in this game. Just 2 bad defensive teams. We're going to go rebounds here, and we're going to look at Mo Bamba. Yes, Wendell Carter Jr. is back. I like the rebound rate on both of these guys. I'm just going to take Mo Bamba because it's 7, but if you want to take Wendell Carter Jr. as well over 9.5, I don't hate that as well. But if we look at Mo Bamba here and kind of dig into him a little bit, yeah, he's won over this 3 of his last 5 games. That Chicago game, you can't really count. He only had 7 minutes that game, so we can't really count that one. So let's just say 3 out of his last 4 games. And like I said before, they are 22nd in defense efficiency in Detroit, 30th in the league in rebound rate. So there's plenty of opportunities for them to get rebounds. They're 25th in the league in rebounds allowed, 27th against center, 29th in the league defense rebounds allowed. So ton of rebounds them to get. I think he gets us over. It feels a little too light. The only thing with Mo Bamba that I always struggle with the minutes, you know, besides that 7-minute game, 26, 25, 29. So it's not like he plays a ton of minutes. That's the only real big worry here. That's why I said Wendell Carter Jr., if you want to take this over, 9.5 is kind of steep, but it's still the same, you know, with the rebound rate. It wouldn't surprise me if he got there as well. So it's one of those, like, I like both of them. I just kind of took Bamba because it was less. But it's still the same great matchup for him. You know, and so I just prefer that one than Wendell Carter Jr. putting up 10, because in his last 3 games he's been back. Wendell Carter Jr., the minutes really haven't been up for him either because he's, again, been out for a while. So he's only played 19, 28, and 31. So the minutes are starting to ramp back up. We might see mid-30s out of him, and if that's the case, he's going to get this over. So don't mind either one of them or both. And the last one we're going to go here is in the Chicago game. We're going to go Zach LaVine over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This one here, we got injury news, right? Like I said, you know, there's no Lonzo Ball. Alex Caruso's out with his wrist. So yeah, we have Ayo Dosunmu that's coming out and getting the ball in his hand, but Zach LaVine has the ball in his hands a lot and is playing a lot of point. So the big thing for me, just with those guys out, that I noticed is, you know, he's put up a ton of assists since that's happened. 7, 6, 7, 8. So they're up a bunch. In the 2 games he's been back since injury, he was out about 10 games. He's put up 7 and 8 assists. And the big thing for me is 35 and 38 minutes. So he came right back in, and they just throw him right back in the fire. So again, close spread in this game. He's hit this number, like I said, both games he's been back at 37, 39. So, the rebounds have been up to 7 and 8. And I think he's just going to be doing everything. It's basically DeRozan, Vooch, and Zach LaVine. So the assists, again, are going to be up for him. And that's something I'll look at hitting as well, because in a lot of books, it's 5.5. And I don't think we have an assist prop on him here. Yeah, they don't have one, because that's one I was really looking at. If it was going to be around 5.5, I would take the over on that all day long, because again, he's having the ball in his hands way more, and it's one that I'm going to look to take advantage of in some of the other books, or if PrizePicks puts that out here, that's definitely one that we're going to look to take advantage of. So, like I said here, those are the 5 that we're going to look at. We're going to look at the overs on all these. Like I said, to rank them, it would be Jakob Poeltl over 12.5 points. Jalen Suggs over 14.5 points. Cade Cunningham either over 16.5 points or 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Either one of them I'm fine with what he's been doing. Mo Bamba over 7 rebounds, and then Zach LaVine over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Again, if this helps you in the research process, please hit that like button for me if it brings value to you. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. And again, if there's injury news out that can change this, just keep that in mind when you're going through this video. That late injury news can definitely change the scope of some of these plays. So again, I'll be putting out another NBA video once we get a few more picks later in the afternoon, or I'll do a live show. I'll probably end up doing a video today because there's a lot of NBA games. There's a lot to dig through. And then I might throw out another NHL video. If you didn't watch the NHL PrizePicks video I did yesterday, we did really well. We hit 3 or 4, or actually 4 or 5. The 4th one wasn't on the board, but come up later. So if you hit that point, the Baden point over 3.5 shots on goal, that hit as well. So did really well in hockey. Might keep it rolling here. But again, appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a fantastic Friday, and I will see you on the flip side. Deuces.